Meghan Markle has come under fire for attending the Balenciaga fashion show after the brand sustained
A missing designer handbag just detonated into one of Meghan Markle's most talked-about controversies. In February 2026, a custom monogrammed Balenciaga bag commissioned by Zara disappeared days before a major gala. Then, less than a week later, that same bag was spotted on Meghan Markle's arm in Paris. The whispers turned sharp real quick. The palace stayed silent. Balenciaga stayed even quieter. No dramatic denials, no bold statements, just icy corporate calm. So how does a reserved custom piece end up in someone else's hands? And why did nobody rush to clear it up? Early February 2026, Zara was gearing up for the Women in Economic Leadership Gala, where she wasn't just attending, she was practically co-hosting. Over the last few years, she built a clean, steady image. Olympic silver medalist, business-minded, drama-free, married to rugby star Mike Tindall, and focused on her own lane. She famously turned down a royal title, choosing respect over spotlight. For the gala, she worked closely with Balenciaga on a custom clutch. Not some quick monogram job, but real design meetings, material choices, and careful planning. The result? A limited cash crocodile embossed piece, discreetly marked with her initials, meant to signal her growing influence in elite fashion circles. It was stored at Balenciaga's London showroom under her name, pickup date confirmed. Everything locked in. Then, just days before the event, Zara's team got the call. The bag was gone. Balenciaga apologized with polished phrases about logistical errors and internal confusion. Lots of corporate tone, not much clarity. Zara was reportedly upset, but she kept it classy. She showed up to the gala with a different accessory and didn't create a public scene. No drama, no leaks. But a week later, things flipped. Inside Balenciaga's Paris office, someone reviewing brand event photos spotted something wild. There was Meghan, dressed head to toe in Balenciaga, walking into a PR firm on the left bank. And on her arm, Zara's exact custom clutch, monogram and all. At first, staff were confused. Then the concern kicked in. Meghan wasn't a confirmed brand ambassador. She had attended Paris Fashion Week, sure, but that doesn't equal an official partnership. Meanwhile, Balenciaga had an active relationship with Zara, a respected public figure tied to the royal family. Now the missing custom piece was in Meghan's possession while she was reportedly pushing for an ambassadorship deal. The optics were messy. The fashion house reacted fast but quietly. Negotiations with Meghan were paused immediately. No public fallout, just a cold freeze. And in high fashion, when a major house puts talks on hold, word spreads behind the scenes at lightning speed. So how did the bag get there? That's the question nobody wanted to answer out loud. And when Zara found out her custom piece was being carried around Paris, she didn't jump online or run to the press. She didn't call up senior royals to complain. She stayed silent and handled it through proper channels. That contrast said everything. One side moved in silence, protecting reputation and relationships. The other side suddenly found doors closing without explanation. In elite circles, image is currency. And once trust cracks, it's hard to glue it back together. She didn't rant. She didn't leak. Zara did something way colder and way more effective. She created a paper trail. Her private secretary contacted Balenciaga directly with a formal but calm inquiry. The message was simple. We reserved this custom item. It vanished from your showroom. It has now appeared publicly in someone else's possession. Please explain how that happened. No emotion, just facts. And that's when Balenciaga realized this wasn't small. High-end fashion houses track everything. Every custom piece is logged, assigned, signed for. There's a chain of custody for every stitch. So when Zara's team asked how a reserved clutch walked out the door, the brand couldn't just say, mistakes happen. They had to dig deep. According to insiders, the bag had been checked out from the London showroom by someone claiming ties to potential brand partnerships. It happened during a hectic pre-Paris Fashion Week rush. Credentials looked legit on the surface. Staff were busy, nobody pushed too hard. But when the legal team mapped out Meghan Markle's recent interactions with the brand, a pattern raised eyebrows. Items from photo shoots that were slow to return. Pieces worn at appearances without clear approval. requests coming through unofficial channels instead of standard PR routes. Nothing criminal, but definitely messy for a luxury house that runs on structure and control. Then came Paris. Meghan posted content suggesting she was attending as an official Balenciaga guest, even implying personal ties to creative director Demna Gvasalia. But internally, her name wasn't on VIP lists, no confirmed invite, no formal ambassadorship. She showed up in the clothes, carried the bag, including Zara's custom piece, and let the impression of partnership speak for itself. Fashion houses guard their image like gold. They handpick ambassadors carefully. When someone acts like an official face without permission, it creates confusion and weakens real partnerships. That's not just awkward, it's expensive. So Balenciaga moved quietly. Contract talks with Meghan were frozen. No public drama, just distance. And in fashion, that kind of freeze spreads through private group chats faster than any headline. Meanwhile, Zara? Silent. Completely silent. She didn't comment, didn't react publicly. That silence hit harder than any statement because it showed she didn't need to fight in public. The process was already handling it, but instead of stepping back, Meghan leaned in. Within 24 hours of the contract pause, her team dropped a polished teaser for a new project titled Love with Meghan. High production, Paris backdrops, luxury close-ups. And yes, the same monogrammed handbag still featured front and center. Palace insiders described the timing as pointed. Zara shines at a royal gala. Meghan rolls out glossy content showing fashion power. The bag controversy whispers through industry circles. Then it appears again in promotional footage. The message looked bold. One fashion publicist called it a flex, an attempt to signal influence in elite spaces. But here's the part that matters. The fashion industry talks nonstop. Executives, PR chiefs, designers, they all know each other. They share notes. And once trust gets questioned in that world, it doesn't stay private for long. When word spread about the Balenciaga mess, Meghan's reputation took a heavy blow. The relaunch video that was meant to signal a comeback started getting dragged in private industry chats. Executives were forwarding it with comments like, "Is she serious right now?" The timing made it look bold, but insiders saw it as reckless. She was presenting herself as a major fashion power player while the very house she was trying to align with was quietly stepping back. That contrast was loud. It got even messier. Meghan's team reportedly told contacts she had been personally invited to Paris Fashion Week by Demna Gvasalia. But when reporters asked Balenciaga to confirm, the reply was ice cold. Ms. Markle attended Paris Fashion Week. Many people attend Paris Fashion Week. That was it. No endorsement, no warmth, just corporate distance. In fashion language, that kind of statement hits like a slammed door. Meghan pivoted fast, posting about misogynistic narratives and institutional sabotage, hinting she was being blocked from elite spaces. She never said Balenciaga directly, likely on legal advice, but the message was clear. She framed it as being targeted for success. The problem? Industry insiders weren't buying it. The strategy felt recycled, and people were tired of the same script. One royal source summed it up bluntly: victimhood over accountability every single time. Meanwhile, Zara Tindall didn't say a word. She simply kept moving. At the Cartier British Polo Awards, Zara appeared in a sharp white tailored suit from Victoria Beckham's collection. Clean lines, no theatrics, just presence. The photos spread fast, not because she pushed them, but because she looked effortless. Critics praised her modern restraint and aristocratic ease. The contrast was striking. Meghan posting emotional statements and glossy videos. Zara stepping into one room, dressed well, saying nothing, and reminding everyone why she's respected. A Vogue UK editor reportedly noted that Zara doesn't chase attention. She lets her work and consistency speak. When the fashion world felt pressured to pick sides, Zara didn't compete. She stood still, and the spotlight drifted her way naturally. But this wasn't just about fashion anymore. Princess Anne had been watching. And Anne doesn't play in headlines. She moves inside systems. By early 2026, after the handbag drama and the public maneuvering, Anne initiated what palace insiders described as a family-only review, of how royal-adjacent figures were handling commercial relationships. On paper, it looked routine, a check on brand partnerships, public appearances, and protocol. Totally procedural. Behind closed doors, though, it meant every commercial move tied to Meghan was being examined carefully. No public statements, no emotional speeches, just institutional scrutiny. Anne knows the structure inside and out, and when she wants to draw a line, she does it through policy, not press releases. It was quiet, calculated, and far more powerful than any social media post could ever be. The internal review went deep. It examined how royal ties, or even the suggestion of royal ties, were being used in brand negotiations. It looked at how luxury products were obtained and how social media posts could create the impression of official partnerships that didn't actually exist. One longtime palace advisor called it vintage Anne. You'll never see her flinch, but you will feel the walls move around you. That's how they described Princess Anne's style. Anne also quietly reactivated her personal advisory circle on public image, something that had been dormant since Queen Elizabeth II passed. Their first assignment? Strategically elevating steady figures like Zara Tindall, Lady Louise Windsor, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, as low-key ambassadors of the crown. The message was subtle but firm. While headlines swirled elsewhere, working royals would represent what the monarchy values most: service, consistency, dignity. Behind closed doors, Anne reportedly made it crystal clear: the crown does not duel on social media. The crown does not chase press cycles. The crown endures. It became a strict non-engagement approach. No public clapbacks, no explanations about the handbag situation, no defense campaigns, just silence. Let the noise burn itself out, and the strategy worked. While Meghan was posting polished videos and hinting at hidden battles, the senior royals kept moving forward. Anne handled engagements. Zara focused on charity and equestrian commitments. Sophie supported her patronages. Catherine, Princess of Wales, returned to public life with calm strength after health challenges. The contrast spoke volumes, one side pushing narratives, the other side refusing to legitimize them. In elite circles, sometimes silence is the loudest move you can make. But behind the scenes, something else was happening. Once the fashion world sensed instability, doors began closing quietly. In that industry, reputations travel faster than press releases. When someone is viewed as difficult or unpredictable, word spreads through private networks fast. And once you're on the wrong side of that flow, getting back in is tough. The Balenciaga pause was just the start. Other houses began creating distance. Not publicly, not dramatically, just fewer invitations, slower responses. We'll get back to you, turning into silence. Chanel had reportedly explored early sustainability discussions with Meghan's team. Those talks faded without explanation. Instead, Chanel partnered with Zara for an equestrian-inspired capsule tied to her authentic world. The editorial ran quietly in Vogue, Zara with horses wearing the collection naturally. No theatrics, just alignment. Dior and Burberry also chose not to proceed after outreach about potential 2026 campaigns. One French PR executive summed up the mood: "She doesn't represent discretion, and discretion is our currency." In fashion, that line cuts deep. Meanwhile, Zara's calendar filled up organically, co-hosting royal charity polo events, leading equestrian roles tied to Commonwealth initiatives, featured in Harper's Bazaar UK's legacy issue. She wasn't aggressively pitching herself. She wasn't flooding feeds with curated glamour. The invitations simply came because her identity matched the brand values being protected. That difference became impossible to ignore. Meghan had spent years shaping an image as a global style figure. Yet industry doors were closing. Zara, who never branded herself as a fashion icon, was being embraced because she embodied authenticity without trying to sell it. And the ripple effects didn't stop at fashion. Meghan's Archewell Foundation reportedly faced regulatory scrutiny over financial reporting discrepancies. Nothing explosive publicly, but enough to add pressure. When perception shifts in elite spaces, it shifts everywhere. First fashion, then partnerships, then influence. And in a world built on quiet endorsements and unspoken approval, once the freeze begins, it spreads fast. Tyler Perry had been one of Meghan and Harry's strongest supporters, even allowing them to use his properties at key moments. But insiders claimed that support cooled once Prince Harry reportedly returned to the UK for private meetings with palace legal advisors. Without Harry physically beside her, Meghan appeared increasingly isolated. Her online presence grew unpredictable. One day it was polished quotes and empowerment posts. The next, it was vague warnings about truths that might come out. The tone sharpened. Observers felt she was hinting at exposing private conversations if pushed too far. But here's what many believe she misjudged. The institution she aimed at has survived constitutional crises, wars, and the passing of monarchs. Compared to that, talk of leaked messages didn't shake anyone. As one former aide allegedly put it, "She's always seen exposure as her sword and shield, but this time, the room isn't afraid anymore." While the online noise grew louder, something quieter formed behind palace walls. Lady Louise Windsor was photographed leaving Zara Tindall's London residence just after the Paris fashion story surged. No press statement, no performance, just quiet presence. For those paying attention, it signaled solidarity. Soon after, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, hosted Zara and Louise at a private equestrian gathering in Oxfordshire. No media access. Palace sources suggested it reflected internal unity. The message wasn't loud. It was steady. Then came Catherine, Princess of Wales's return to public life at a London charity gala on February 12, 2026. She wore a restored ivory gown first worn by Queen Elizabeth II in 1969. The symbolism was obvious: continuity and legacy. Catherine didn't address controversy. She didn't post cryptic captions. As one aide noted, "Elegance has never needed a microphone." There was no formal alliance, no dramatic strategy session, just a shared understanding: respond with professionalism, not provocation. Continue the work, let restraint speak. By mid-February, public perception had shifted. The spectacle began to feel one-sided. Sympathy thinned. Meghan appeared to sense the change. Then she escalated. In early March 2026, a sealed letter was reportedly delivered to a London legal firm connected to a palace charitable partner. It warned that if defamatory inferences toward the Duchess of Sussex continued, archived digital communications with unnamed senior royals could be released. The palace response? Silence. Princess Anne reportedly advised ignoring it, and they did. Public reaction was less forgiving. Even some supporters questioned whether threatening to reveal private exchanges strengthened her position. The tactic unsettled people. Meanwhile, Zara was offered a co-hosting role at Royal Ascot's Style Pavilion, a role once loosely linked to Meghan years earlier. The contrast was sharp. At a Glasgow horse trial, a reporter asked Zara about an Instagram post referencing her Ascot look. Zara paused and replied, "Some of us ride horses, some of us ride headlines. I prefer the former." Then she walked away. The quote spread fast. It was calm, measured, effective. Soon after, reports surfaced that Princess Anne sent a private letter to Meghan Markle in Montecito. The contents were never released, but insiders described the tone as direct and reflective. According to those briefed, it focused on endurance. That legacy is built quietly, not through confrontation. There was no public response. At the same time, scrutiny around the Archewell Foundation increased, with regulatory reviews examining financial reporting. Observers noted the mounting pressure. In the UK, Prince William's office reviewed communication protocols tied to past Sussex arrangements, while Catherine quietly advised patronages to reassess sensitive collaborations. No public attacks, just careful recalibration. The contrast remained clear, one side escalating in public, the other reinforcing structure in private. Later, when asked whether she planned to address the controversy, Zara reportedly replied, "If you know what you're doing, you don't have to explain what you didn't do." Calm, certain, final. Now, the bigger question isn't about one letter or one post, it's about strategy. Silence versus spectacle. What do you think? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.